What up, you guys? And welcome to my 1985-86 database stream. And check this shit out. This shirt is the Danish team Dynamite from 1986 who shocked the world. We come back to that team later. Please, I haven't streamed that many times, so please help me if the sound is fucked up or anything. And absolutely just shout in the chat what teams, what players you want to see. I promise you, this is going to be so hilarious. I just finished the Facepack last night. I can hear there's a problem right here. There was some echo stuff or something. I hope I have fixed it. So let's get to it. Here is the teams of the world 1985. Where should we start? I think we will start with a league, the Italian Serie A, who wasn't the best. It was the best league back in the days. Check out Verona with the upset win of the championship the year before, or else it is Juventus, Roma, Inter Milan, who was on the top of the league, of course. Milan, AC Milan, was in Serie B for some seasons. Actually, they just promoted a year ago, I think. But why not start with this team? I know you don't remember all of these guys, so let's take some of the most known. Of course, we have Franco Baresi. I only remember this guy, 36 years old or something. Here he is, 25 years old. A sweeper, he's only 5'4", 5'5" or something. Little guy. It was special from the day. So many small defenders, but he had the skills, I promise you guys. This team could be so fun to start with. Also because this young guy, come on, 17 years old, Paolo Maldini. He's a wonder kid already. I want to try this lad at a point of time. Alessandro Costa Curta, of course, he's only 19 in here. And the Milan pictures, of course, Filippo Galli also. And check out the two Englishmen, Ray Wilkins. He's listed for some reason. The Swedish manager obviously don't like him. It's of course Nils Lidholm, 62 years old. He was himself a Milan legend back in the 50s and 40s. Who do we else have here? Andrea Igari. He is only 22 with the brilliant perm. We go there, the Italian style perm. And we have one more Englishman. We have Mark Hateley. I remember him with long hair, but not in the 80s, obviously. But two English dudes in Milan at this point of time. Of course, they have the World Cup legend, Paolo Rossi, 28 years old. Google him if you haven't seen his goal from the European Championship and the World Cup. Special guy, up for the big games and stuff. Did I miss anyone? Alberico Avani, we know him from the 90s as well. This was how he looked in the 80s. Pietro Paolo Viris with the mustache. There you go, you're going to see a lot of those mustaches, I promise you. Milan Fio, no world-class players or something. It is a work in progress, that team. Should we check out the defending champions of Verona, Hellas Verona. This team playing in the Champions League. At that point of time, it was the European Champions Cup. They had some foreign players, Hans-Peter Briegel. Check out this guy, controlling all in the center of the pitch, and with these skills he could do it offensively and defensively, no problem like that. He became Italian champions the year before with Verona. They also had one of the guys from the Danish Dynamite team, Preben Elkjær. I love this guy. In halftime, he smoked 5 cigarettes or something and went out for the second half and scored a lot of goals. Absolutely Danish legend. Look at his tally in the international caps, 61 and 36 goals. That says it all. Yeah, Craig Gibbons. When can we download the Facepack and how we do install it, dude? I will absolutely tell you right after this stream. I will post the link for the Facepack on my Twitter. Hit me up with a mail if you want me to send it to you, or you can go get the link on my Twitter immediately after this stream. And the installation process is pretty easy. If you haven't tried to install a Facepack before, I will definitely help you. It's pretty easy to go at. I see a shout here for Napoli. That is from you, Craig, again. Check this out, because Napoli. This is a project I really want to start with. The manager, first of all, is Ottavio Bianchi. Here we go, 41 years old. Early hair loss. Check out this team. Giuseppe Tagliatella, the youngster, I remember him from the 90s. Such a brilliant penalty shot stopper. And we have, of course, Ciro Ferrara. This young 18-year-old Italian legend. God damn. And thanks for your mail, Craig. I'll send it to you definitely and help you with setting it up. Ciro Ferrara and his brother in name. Also Ciro Ferrara. Not as known as the other one. Who do we have here? We have Salvatore Bagni. Italian international. Yeah, Craig, I mail it to you. I can see you're not on Twitter. No problem, mate. Salvatore Bagni, one of the quality players of the Napoli team, world class actually. We have Enrico Pecci, he's 30, he's also experienced. Who do we have else? Bruno Giordano, typical Italian, working hard striker here. We have Daniel Bertoni, one of the two Argentinians in the team. Look at his international, 31 games, 12 goals. He played in Italy for many years in Fiorentina. He'd been to Sevilla, had some crazy ass seasons in Independiente before traveling to Europe. 30 years old, a bit more experienced than this guy. 24 years old, Diego Maradona. Oh yeah, Craig, let's go back. This Ciro Ferrara, actually, he's not a duplicate. There are two Ciro Ferraras. This guy, he played in the Serie B for all his career. Look at his favorite teams: Palermo, Salernitana, Lucchese. And let's go back to the Ciro Ferrara I know. He became a legend in Juventus. So of course, his favorite clubs, Napoli, Juventus. His favorite personnel, Cannavaro, Besotto, all the Juventus guys. So it's actually not a duplicate. And you mentioned also Bergkamp. The trouble is, if you see two Dennis Bergkamp in your game, it's because you haven't chosen the default FM version. No updates. If you start up your game and choose the default version with no updates, you will have no duplicates. Here we have the Ajax team, and I know he is with the youngsters, Dennis Bergkamp. And look, I only have one. Yeah, exactly. Napoli is fucking hard to... my bad, Craig is writing. Napoli are hard to manage as they always get miserable for no reason. Not sure why. I don't either, because... Let's go back to the Italian league. I won't remember... I won't forget the Ajax team. There's so many fun names in there. We start with Diego Maradona. Of course, he's 24 years old. You can develop on this guy and make him what you want up top. But I know what you say, Craig. He can be difficult to play. And we talked about, could it be the team morals of Napoli? People have tried different formations, and they are a bit tricky to manage, actually. So a challenge for everyone. Maybe if you can get to the first transfer window or 1 year in, you can go and shop some better players, mix them up with the best players of this team. I surely see it as a project. Exactly, Craig. You're writing. not the 13.0.03. The default one is 18.0.1. That's the default one. If you choose that one, you won't have all the duplicates. Let's check out Fiorentina in 1985. Giovanni Galli. I remember that guy. This fucking legend, Daniel Passarella. Also, he's, what is he, 5'7" maybe? He's also a sweeper. Check out these stats. And maybe you think he is overpowered as hell. Not too much, actually. He was a central defender, 70 games for the Argentinian international team, scoring 22 goals. This defender was maybe the best goal-scoring defender of all time. Check out this season, man. 35 games, 24 goals for a central defender. You're never going to see that again. It's taken off, of course, when he went to Europe, but surely he got the skills. He's 32, he's up there, but he's one of them who makes the Fiorentina team very, very interesting. We also have some youngsters like Massimo Paganini, Sergio Battistini, great talent at this point of time, only 22. He got some caps under the belt. We have Nicola Berti. I remember him from Inter Milan in the 90s. Here he is, only 18 years old. What a talent. And this one as well, Daniel Massaro, a bit older, 24. He's so versatile, can't believe it. He was an attacker but didn't score too many goals, worked very good for his team. And of course, this is the guy we're looking for. 18-year-old wonder kid he should be, what the fuck? Roberto Baggio. Check him out. I praise other teams and they love it, but Napoli, they hate all contact. Maradona is bringing my team morals down. Also, when I start a new game, teams have money, but if I start the same game as the team, they had little to no money. Liverpool example. Nicola Berti played in the left midfield. You have a point right there, and he maybe should be more used to the left midfield, but he developed it over the seasons, so it shouldn't be too trouble to get him up there. And you're talking about the finances system, DB. Many are talking about it. I try to balance the stuff between nowadays money, because but I can't control the values of the players. So I left out some sponsorships for the teams, so you won't have bunches of money from the start. So you have to play at least a half season or maybe one season before the money flow starts rolling, and then it will. You get the TV money in England and stuff, and the teams' stadiums and sponsorships start to roll in, and you absolutely will get some money to move around in the world. Let's get on with this. And I missed Claudio Gentile, 71 caps for the Italian national team. Absolute legend in Italy, this guy. Played in Juventus for many seasons. Now in Fiorentina on his older days. Elite centre back. You'll get 4 or 5 quality years out of him at least. And please check out the youth teams of some of these teams, because there is some hidden gems everywhere. Let's move on to Inter. Why is Massaro so open in positions in Italian Championship? He was only mid-right attacking midfielder. Exactly, and I don't remember him for all these positions as well, but I copied his attributes and information from, I do believe, the Championship Manager 01-02, and that was his stats, and I chose to go with it. Yeah, I hear your value on players. Some are so crazy, some are so crazy, some are so very crazy. It's one of the points I hate. A player of 70 million or 80 million, you don't have a chance to go get those guys. But I promise you, when the money flow starts rolling in and people are set up for transfer list and stuff, there'll start to happen things. Let's check out Walter Senga. This was my favorite keeper back then. He was so amazing. Yeah, Craig, you said. And of course, Franco's brother. This is Giuseppe playing Inter Milan. The other in Milan. here is more players. I remember Ricardo Ferry, also an Italian international in the 90s. Giuseppe Bercomi. The Maldini of Inter Milan, playing in Inter all his career. Only 21 in this DB. That's so hilarious. The Owl, I think they called him. He had a very special face. But check out those mental stats. God damn, this is quality. And this guy, Marco Tardelli. What an Italian legend. He's 30 at this point. 81 national caps with 6 goals. He played also in Juventus for many, many seasons. Now going to Inter Milan, who had a pretty funny team at this point of time. Here's some youngsters, and here is the Irish, Liam Brady. 62 caps, 8 goals. Oh, my bad. He came from Arsenal, right, playing in Juventus, Sampdoria, and now Inter Milan. This little Irish international legend for them, of course. Bergomi is awesome. I'm with you on that, Craig. He's so awesome when it comes to Italian football. Roberto Carlos in 95-96 is valued at 400,000, but they won't sell him for unless 15 million, I think. 400,000. Come on, it would be so funny if we could transfer the money situation back to those days, but I can't control the money situation. Let's check out another legend, the German Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. One of the best players of this DB, no doubt about that. He's 29, in his prime, elite striker and leader and stuff. And we come to the German national team in a moment. I can reveal that the Germans take the prize for the best face pack ever. There's so many awesome hairdos. Let's finish Inter with Alessandro Altobelli. What a goal getter this guy was. It's quite good in the Italian league for Inter most seasons, and on the Italian national team also. Look at these stats, elite striker. And Inter played in the UEFA European Cup. So that is one of the top teams. Let me hear some shouts if there's any teams you want to see. Maybe we should switch course and go to the English First Division, because in here there are so many funny faces and hairdos and moustaches. So just shout out some teams or I'll go down the list. Everton is of course the defending champions. Everton and Liverpool fighting for years to come. The two top teams, Aston Villa won about 5 years ago, and it's Liverpool. Forest were a good 80s team. We have Derby up there, Leeds, Derby 2 times in 4 years, and Everton again. Who should we start here? Torino and Parma, Craig shouts, so let's not finish the Italian trip, of course. Torino and Parma, let's check out Torino. Let's check out the managers as well. We have here Luigi Radice, legendary manager in Italy, and Torino, where they're playing in any UEFA European Cup. So here is some quality in this team as well. Where should we start? We should start with Cravero. This is all talent, and here we go with the Brazilian legend Junior. 31 years old, 70 caps for Brazil, 9 goals. And this left-sided winger, fullback, or even a wingback, such quality, I can promise you. 31, so he's also at the end of his prime maybe, but still a quality player for Torino. Who do we have here? We have Danilo Pileggi, 27. Antonio Sabato, 27, 4 caps for Italy. He looks decent. And look at this hairdo we're coming to right now. Gianluigi Lentini, the world's most expensive player in 92 maybe. This was at a time when he was only 16 years. Check out that hairdo, guys. Lentini Jr. and Lera are the shouts from Craig. Absolutely. What's Lentini face pack like? It's like that. Check out that hairdo. I love it. Oh, one player always missed is Mark Trundle, the Scouse Wizard. I'm sorry, I don't remember editing Mark Trundle to the DB. I will check up for that later, buddy. But that you shouted Franco Lerda as well. He's only 17. The Torino team in the start 90s was very, very, very good. One of their foreign players was Walter Schachner, 28-year-old Austrian, getting the goals for his national team. Played in Italy for some years. His goal tally was much better back in the days in Austria. He got the slight perm and the German Austrian-like moustache. That is brilliant. So fucking brilliant. I'll check out the youth team, maybe this. Diego Fusa and Dino Baggio, Roberto Baggi. This Torino team. Who can be tempted to start with this team if you want to play in Italy? Absolutely. He played for Swansea, you're telling me? Yeah, look at Lentini's mullet. It's epic, that mullet. God damn. I can't stop. If I could grow my hair, maybe it's going down here and laying. It's fucking brilliant, but it's getting better. Let's go to England now, because it's getting fucking better with the hairdos, I promise you. We could start with a shout. I thought about Carlton Palmer. He wasn't very old back in the day, but I remember his picture was a little bit funny. It's in black and white and with a fro. This is the 19-year-old Carlton Palmer playing in West Brom in the second division. And remember, the first division is the Premier League like it is nowadays. He actually looks like a crazy talent, Carlton Palmer. And again, this is his original attributes from older FM games. I remember him in real life. He didn't live up to those numbers. Epic mullet. I'm with you there, man. Where should we start in England? Maybe this Manchester United. The year before Sir Alex Ferguson entered this team, it was managed by Ron Atkinson back in '85. 46 years old. And the team under his helm, they played the UEFA European Cup, but they haven't won any Premier League titles. They have Chris Turner and Gary Bailey in the goal. 26 years old, Gary Bailey, that's a decent goalkeeper. Paul Mcgrath, one of my favorite players from the 90s, he's only 25 here. This Irish legend, look at his mental. And he was a fucking beast, this guy, also scoring some goals. But this is early in his career. Big run. Carlton Palmer, what a joke. I know what you mean, man. Let's check out the United team. Michael Duxbury, 25-year-old English international. Fullback, John Gidman, 31. We have Mark Higgins, 26. Kevin Moran, also Irish. So many international. He was also captain, yeah. I remember that guy. We have Arthur Albiston, then that is Scottish, and there we have beautiful hairdo. I love it. 12 matches, 12 games for Scotland. We have John Sieverbeck, another shout from the Danish Dynamite team in '86, 23 years old. Such a reliable right fullback, I promise you guys. Scoring his one and only goal in a 16-year-old season in Manchester United, in his first game for Sir Alex Ferguson, if I remember rightly. We have Simon Radcliffe, here's some talent. We have Colin Gibson, 25. We have Clayton Blackmore, I remember him playing in United for many years. Remy Moses, how about this dude? More bling than Mr. T, absolutely. What a great shout. Remy Moses we had here. We have Mark Dempsey, 21-year-old. We have Bryan Robson, of course, this team's world-class midfielder, and the English, 72 games, 20 goals. He's only 28. There's many seasons in this guy. But look at the team. How about starting with this team and do what Alex Ferguson did in his time? This is before him, remember? Alan McLaughlin, only 18 years old, and Gordon Strachan. Who don't remember this little guy, 28 years old, played in United for one season, great season, coming in from Aberdeen. And why not turn our attention to Aberdeen, because the manager talked about Alex Ferguson, 43 years old, manager in Aberdeen at the point of time. This guy, is he going to United in your saves, in my saves? I think it's so funny, and he absolutely have a great team in Aberdeen. UEFA European Cup. We have Jim Leighton, Scottish goalkeeper legend, 26. That is quality. Brian Gunn is the youth. Alec McLeish, great Scottish defender. Willie Miller, I love that picture. That's the cup. We have a shout for Whiteside. Absolutely, we have to go to Norman Whiteside. Such a player. He's coming down here. I do think he's a wonder kid. He is a wonder kid. He had the skills back in the days. At 20 years old, he had 24 caps and 7 goals for Northern Ireland. And 3 quality seasons as well. But he has some troubles out of the pitch. And that is maybe what killed this career back in the day. But what a shout. We have also Mark Hughes, 21 years old. And this was his last season in Manchester United. He went to Barcelona the next year and then to Bayern Munich. A lot of people don't remember that stuff. His mentals is fucking mental, absolutely, yeah. Mark Hughes for you there. We have another one for the team. Danish Dynamite, Jesper Olsen. Legend in Denmark. He's a little guy as well. 5'7" maybe. He had some good seasons in Manchester United. Coming from Ajax. A lot of Danish youngsters going to Ajax in Holland and through there out in the world. And Jesper, he was a quality player. He fucked it up for the national team one time, actually in '86, where they had a brilliant tournament. 28-year-old Peter Barnes and Frank Stapleton. He's Irish, yeah, 71 caps, 20 goals for Ireland. He was quite a beast, this guy, playing in Arsenal and United. Lots of goals for Frank Stapleton. Mullet Supreme, absolutely, man. And the youth team, is there some hidden gems? Gary Walsh, goalkeeper. Yeah. Lee Martin, Russell Beardsmore, Billy Garton. Not any specific. Mark Robbins, I remember him. But not quality. You have to go and get it and develop it yourself. Where do we go from here? I do think we jump into Southampton, who actually, they were a quite good team back in the day. European Cup. Chris Nicholl was the manager, only 38. They had, of course, the England international goalkeeper Peter Shilton, 35 years old. That was nothing. He played until he was 45, 46. What a legend. His shooting should be more than 10. Mark Hughes is at least a 15, 16. Yeah, but he's only 21, so go and develop him, Craig. I promise you, Mark Hughes, he can grow into a beastly, because let's go back to Mark Hughes. Oh, that was too much. Because his attributes, I got them from older Championship Manager games, of course, and that was when he was beginning to roam down to the midfield, and that all his work rate and determination comes into play. He started out as a powerful striker and learned the other stuff down the way. But these numbers and the composure, go and train this guy. He's only 21 years old. You have a Welsh legend down the line to go, man. And now, where were we? We were at Southampton. Did you check out Peter Shilton? I was a goalkeeper when I was young, so this guy, of course, a fucking legend, an idol, and at this point of time, 100 caps. 100 caps. How many did he get? 150 or something. Brilliant player. And also, Mark Wright, going to Liverpool late in his career. And this guy, I remember him, of course, also from the World Cup '90. Such a fighter all the way down. He's only 21 years old. He's capped with 2 ones, and his contract in Southampton for a couple of years. I actually also do like the Southampton team. Andy Townsend, Irish legend, only 21 years old. This guy also coming in from lower league, 5th division in Weymouth and Welling. There's so many funny careers if you look into it. Jimmy Case, he's 31. There we go, dude. Such a career for this guy. Played in Liverpool also for many seasons. And where do we go? Danny Wallace, one of the three Wallace brothers, Ray and Rod. I remember those two guys from Leeds later on in their career. But Danny, 21, 1 international cap, 1 goal. And of course, shout for Le Tissier over here. Maybe one of the most important players to check out. He's only 16 years old, and already his attributes is crazy. I can't control his attributes. I can control his current ability and potential ability and trying to balance. But no matter what I do, of course, at 16 years old, he's not a quality player yet, but his attributes is already showing what you're going to get here. He's a midfield orchestrator. Take it easy now, but what a talent. I love to take this guy to another team and trying to create him into a world-class player. And it's ain't over yet in Southampton, because let's go to the youth. Let's go to the under 18. We have Alan Shearer, 14 years old. So give him 2, 3, 4 seasons and develop on this guy. That would be so funny. Craig is saying, my old man went to school with Danny Wallace. That's fucking hilarious, man. That's cool. What a story. I don't remember Danny Wallace's career from Southampton. Where did he go? He played some great seasons at a young age. His favorite clubs is Manchester United, of course. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. And his 2 brothers, that is fantastic. 3 brothers in Southampton. Any other English team, of course, why not check out Liverpool, who are one of the teams who had a player manager with the name Kenny Dalglish. 34 years old, still actively playing. I do think he had more than 20 matches in this season and the next season as well. What a career, check this out. My God. And now player manager in 1985-86 for Liverpool. He still looks very, very class. Of course, one of the top teams in the first division of England, with Bruce Grobbelaar, this Zimbabwean in goal. Southeast London boys, the Wallace guys, of course. Look at these attributes. What a crazy goalkeeper. You don't know what you get from him. Alan Hansen, the Scottish legend. That is quality. 30 years old. John Walk, 27. He looks a bit dangerous. I wouldn't run into him. Razor Ruddock, don't have a thing on John Walk. Coming in from Ipswich, scoring the goals. My God, isn't he a defender? Defensive midfielder. Little guy. Long shots, finishing. He can head. John Walk for your 29 games, 7 goals on the national team. There are so many funny stories in this DB. I love it. We have Alex Watson put up for a loan. Gary Gillespie, he's 24, also Scottish. Gary Ablett, only 19 years old. We have Mark Lawrenson, 28. Irish international, playing for Liverpool, coming from Brighton. Mark Seagreaves, that's one of the youngsters. Jim Becklin, I remember him, only 21. Irish. Look at the flags. This is British and Zimbabwean. So funny. We have Steve Nicol. Did I forget anyone? Alan Kennedy, of course. This guy, quality also in the left back. Steve Nicol, Liverpool legend. Only 23 years old at this point of time. 5 international caps. Let's check out this. Is Jim Becklin a commentator now? I don't live in England, so I hope some of you guys can tell me that. That would be funny. I'm rapping now. I'm rapping for fun, because I'm your goalie in number 1. Walk looks like an Australian serial killer from the outback. Absolutely he does. My God, he'll eat Razor Ruddock in his sleep, man. That is one crazy guy. There's Sammy Lee. Also, check out this dude. This little defensive midfielder got some caps under his belt. That is quality. We have Steve McMahon, 23 years old. Many seasons in him. We have another Danish dynamite, Jan Mølby, 27 years old. Games, only 21 years old. He has some fucking quality. Coming also out of Ajax to Liverpool. He was a bit stocky, I think you will say that. He was pretty slow, but could pass the ball out of this world. He didn't became the Danish legend as he maybe would have, but what a player. And nowadays a dart player, of course. Also, he got some skill there. We have Ronnie Whelan, 23 years old. He is Irish, looking fucking great. We have Ken Dimanche, Irish. We have John Durnin, 19 years old. Craig Johnston, here is some quality. Also with the long hair, 25 years old. This guy playing in Liverpool for some season, coming out of Middlesbrough. He looks quite decent at the midfield. We have Paul Walsh, such a talent, only 22, got his international break, and look at these stats. I think he looks fucking interesting. Some good seasons in Luton, coming from Charlton, and now in Liverpool. First season in Liverpool, also very, very good. I met Big Racer a few years ago at a football tournament, Liam. My God, that is such a shout. I would like to see Racer Roddick nowadays. He must be a big guy. Craig Johnston invented the Predator boots. He did. I don't know that story. Quick check on Ajax, please. Absolutely. Let's finish off with, of course, Ian Rush. My God, scoring so many goals. Just started becoming this goal machine. Let's go. Let's travel to Holland, to this team. It's always a team full of talent. We know that even in 85. We have Stanley Mensah in goal, 21. He was the backup keeper for the Holland national team for years. We have Ronald Koeman, 22 years old. Just started his career in the national team, coming from Groningen with his brother Erwin, scoring so many goals. We're going back to that. Daniel Passarella and Fiorentina, maybe one of the most scoring defensive goal scorers of all time. This guy, Ronald Koeman, with his free kick. Look at his numbers. Playing him maybe as a defensive midfielder or something. 22 years old. We have Sonny Seeloy, also playing for Holland for many years. We have Ronald Spelbos, 30 years old, one of the few experienced guys. And we have Frank Rijkaard, 22 years old, same generation as Ronald Koeman. Let's check this out. Paul Walsh, dad lives in Bexley down the road from my parents and drinks in the local pub. Very nice, guys. Oh, I love those stories, guys. I miss the pubs in England. I lived in Rochdale for 2-3 years, for many years ago. And I worked at the Flying Horse Hotel pub. I loved those days. Same as Paul Walsh is a nice guy too. Koeman was a monster. Just like this defensive midfielder, Rijkaard. This generation is so crazy. Let's check out Ido Ophoff. We have Peter Bove. We have Aaron Winter, only 18 years old with the little mustache. This guy, such a talent. We have John van Schip, also a talent, 21 years old, winger. We have Arnold Muren, 34. This is the experience they need for this team. He just came back home from Manchester United, playing there for 3 seasons, in Ipswich for 4. And now back to Ajax to finish off his career. This little guy also had some skill shooting the free kick. Yeah, we have Gerald Vandenburg, who was a great talent at this point, scoring the goals. He was a winger, only 21 years old. Gerald Vandenburg, or Vandenburg. And this guy, Marco van Basten, 20 years old, won the kit. What do you want more? Van Basten, one of the greatest strikers of all time. I applaud that. Look at this shit, 26 games, 28 goals in his, 3rd season? And he's 20 years old. Played for the national team as well. Go get this wonder kid. I would like to see how many goals you can get out of this guy. And of course this guy too, John Bosman. He scored so many goals later on in his career, going to Belgium, playing in Anderlecht and stuff. Mechelen, towering striker. He scored so many goals in his career. Not a world-class striker, but goddamn, let's check out the B team. We have Fred Grimm, only 19 years old, and now it gets funny. For you who remember the 90s, check out this under 90 team. Edwin van der Sar, 14 years old. We have Frank de Boer, 15 years old. Frank Verlaat, 17. Marciano Vink, 14. Brian Roy, remember him maybe, 15 years old. It's the whole generation, the Witske brothers. Dennis Bergkamp, of course, 16 years old. He don't look much, but I promise, train him right, down the line you'll get the world-class player you all remember. Michael Moles, and of course the brother to Frank, Ronald de Boer. This team, so many. Bosman started the Bosman free transfer. I actually don't think so. It was another Bosman for the Bosman case, I remember, because I had a discussion with one guy and I said John Bosman from Ajax was the man for that case, but he wasn't. I know, I saw proof of it, but I also thought that. Okay, let's move on. Where should we go? Should we check out some teams in England before moving on from that? Watford, let's check out, John Barnes, what a talent, 21 years old, already played for the national team. This guy, before going to Liverpool, snatch him up, you have a chance. Tony Agana, Luther Blissett, he's 27, he was in AC Milan, had some crazy seasons. God damn, quality striker back in the day, Luther was. It's the Bosman who went to West Ham. Yeah, that rings a bell. I can't remember his name or where he played, if he even was a football player or what. But yeah, here is the Watford team. Why not go to West Ham? They had their best season ever in the 1985-86 season, with Phil Parkes and Tom McAllister, two experienced goalkeepers. Let's check out Phil Parkes. He was a giant, yeah. Come on. 6'2" or something. He looked like a fucking giant, 34 years old. Who do we have in here? Neil Orr from Scotland. There we're going. And Paul Ince, of course, 17 years old, playing in West Ham. That is a talent for you guys. Also right there, like Kevin Keane, only 18. Paul Goddard, 25. And here he is, Frank Mcaveeney, 25-year-old Scottish from St Mirren. He had some very good seasons in West Ham. If you don't know anything about Frank Mcaveeney, go YouTube him. There is some fucking great documentaries on this guy. One of the first real stars in the England First Division. Tony Cottee, only 19 years old. Check out his numbers, his attributes. He looks quite decent. And one thing I wondered about, it was the many English or British footballers who played outside of England. I pure remember this Barcelona team, the manager Terry Venables. Such a great picture for the 42-year-old Terry Venables, manager in Barcelona. Go imagine. And with him he had Steve Archibald from Scotland, 28 years old, coming from Tottenham. Yeah, he had some great seasons down the line. No doubt about that, and his first season in Barcelona, so quality. But who remembers Steve Archibald? Help me, guys. Millwall shout. Absolutely, let's go to Millwall. Looks like a lumberjack, their goalkeeper. Yeah, absolutely, he does. Steve Archibald for you there. And the Barcelona team, actually, Spain was very, very Spain back in the days. Not much foreign players, a few Brazilians and Argentinians, but they of course had their own legends. Alex Sanko, I'm trying to say, one of the Spanish legends of the time. Urbano Ortega, Tente Sanchez, Bernd Schuster, of course, the German legend. He had so crazy attributes in the old games. I remember scoring many goals. Played in Barcelona for some seasons already. moving to Real Madrid, the forbidden move, of course. What was the shout? Of course, it was Millwall. If I could... No, it's... Yeah, go on. Millwall. Playing in the English second division. What did they have? They had Neil Ruddock, as we talked about him. 17 years old. Already dangerous and racer-like. Slow as hell. Big guy. 17 years old. Go and get him, folks. We have Phil Babb, also a talent. 14 years old, Irishman. He became a very decent defender. Steve Anthropos. There's one of the black and white pictures again. There is a few of them in there. And look at this, Teddy Sheringham, 19 years old. He went to Sweden last year on loan and crashed that division. Smashed that division, I should say. Only 19 years old. There's 20 seasons in him or something. Only the beginning of his career. And John Fasciano, 22 years old, the Wimbledon villain. This guy, he would hurt you as well. There's some documentaries about the crazy gang, the Wimbledon team. Holy shit, he was crazy, man. There's an English guy who plays abroad who ended up at Everton. There's an English guy who plays abroad who ended up... Yeah, is that Paul Rideout or something? Paco Close, Ruddock and Babb, what a combo. Both at Liverpool together too, I know what you mean. But before leaving John Fasciano, we have to go and check out, because he had a brother, Justin Fasciano. That is a sad story, also talent like his brother, but he died very, very, very young. He came out the closet, and back then, imagine that, even though the 80s was what a lot of colors and stuff, but in the football world, that has to be a tough one. So a sad story, but he's in the DB as well, playing at Brighton, I saw. Absolutely, should we maybe... There is some teams here we could check out. The crazy gang starting to emerge at this point of time. Dave Besson in the goal, 26 years old. Who do we have? We have this guy, Vinnie Jones, 20 years old, looking so what do we say? No trouble about him, but imagine what he became, this beast, this crazy guy. Yes, Paul Rideout, exactly, Paul Rideout. Was he playing in Bari at this? Yeah, he played in Bari in Italy. Coming from Aston Villa. Oh, great career so far. Paul Rideout, exactly. He went back to Everton at a later point of time. He wasn't alone in Bari, I remember. He had with him Gordon Cowens, 26 years old, coming also from Aston Villa. Such a partnership in Italy. Justin committed suicide, sadly. That is such a sad story. Go check out some documentary on that story. Vinny was a thug, he was. But look how innocent he looks in this picture. I love it. 20 years old. But the aggression shows how this hard-working midfielder will go down the line with this guy, Dennis Weiss, 18 years old. I liked him as a footballer, so imagine him go develop on it. Kevin Cage, John Gannon. Let me check this out. Yes, Barry, exactly. What do we have here in the second division? Is it Norwich? Sunderland? No. Norwich has Chris Woods, later becoming the international goalkeeper for England, only 25. Who do we have down here? Mike Phelan. Rule Fox, 17 years old. What a winger we have right there. We have Dion Dublin, only 16 years old. There is some talent out there to go and get. In Leeds, we have Dennis Irwin, 19 years old. That is fucking brilliant. Class fullback right there before going to Manchester United, starting his career in Leeds. Black and white picture as well. David Batty is there. John Sheridan. David Batty is just a kid on this picture, 16 years old. That's so funny. His mental is already developing the way we know he was. John Sheridan, also a great player, 20 years old. That was Leeds. I do think we should go to some of the national teams. Let's start out with Argentina, who did go and win the World Cup 1986 at the end of this season with Ubaldo Filiol, Neri Pompito, Sergio Goycochea, the penalty kick saver from 1990, Hector Cooper. Yeah, I couldn't find a picture of Hector Cooper as an active footballer, but he played in Feno, 29 years old at this point of time. Here we have Daniel Passarella that we saw in Fiorentina. We have this legend, Oscar Ruggeri, 23 years old. Also quite a goal-scoring defender. I remember he shot the penalty kick exactly. Argentinian legend. We have Fernando Sapia. We have Jorge Olguin, looking pretty decent. 33 years old, 60 caps for his national team. Legend right there. We have Oscar Gare. We have Julio Olachiochea, 36 years old. Juan Babas. And I missed the Sergio Batista, one of the great midfielders of the 80s. Tall, very great midfielder, 25 years old, playing in Argentina Juniors. Let's check this out. Bud Love winning in films. Sanchez had a massive punch-up with his own team. Fasciano had a punch-up with Viv Anderson. Well, I say punch-up. He straight up bashed him. I heard some of those stories. Check out Tottenham, Liam says. I will, of course. They have some great players. Is there a way to give them a young face pack? And as they hit mid-20s, the face pack changes into adult faces. That would be fucking brilliant. Because like these classic DBs, I can find all the faces from the early seasons, so it would be hilarious, but I don't know how to do that. That would be a bit difficult, I would imagine. Ricardo Giusti, Americo Gallego. I'll go to check out in a minute, and I'll go to check out Tottenham in a minute, and I will of course check out Claudio Caniggia also. Americo Gallego. We have Osvaldo Adilius. There was one of the Tottenham guys, 32 now. A lot of season in Tottenham. The later seasons, it's going down, but still, what a legend we have right here. We have Patricio Hernandez, 28. We have Norberto Alonso. There's one of the better haircuts also. Enjoy that one. And I'll say like this. I'll do like this. Yes, man. Roberto Alonso. And we have Jorge Burruchaga, one of my favorite players from the Argentinian World Cup team. Only 22. Playing in Europe, playing in Nantes in France. There's also some great team out in France with some great talents and great players. We have Daniel Bertoni, we saw him in Napoli, and Vieco also. And the two strikers, we have Mario Kempes, 30 years old. Look at that international stat line, and playing in Valencia for many years, scoring many goals. And now he is in Hercules in Spain in the Primera for a smaller team. He's 30 years old and pretty expensive. That is ridiculous. Besides him, we have Jorge Valdano, later becoming the Real Madrid manager. At this point of time, he is playing in Real Madrid. Jorge Valdano for you there. Two great towering strikers they have. But of course, in the under 20s, we have a player like Claudio Caniggia, 18 years old. I love that guy. Such a great footballer, my god. What happened right here? Okay, going there. Yeah, Alonso looked like Lurch from Adam's Family with hair. Yeah, I know what you mean. He did. Brilliant. Here we have Claudio Caniggia. We have Abel Balbo. And don't forget, not showing in this team, how about this dude? Gabriel Batigol. Where are you, Batigol? Gabriel playing in the Newell's under 20 team, only 16 years old, this guy. There is one to go and get and develop him. Party goal for you there, ladies and gentlemen. Some Argentinian talents. There is many. Fernando Redondo, he's only 16 as well, playing in Argentina Juniors. Yeah, class player. We have Hernan Diaz playing the fullback for years to come. He's 20. We have Jose Chamo. He was a crazy man also. We have Roberto Sensini. Played in Italy for many years in Udinese and Parma. Roberto Bonanno and Carlos Roa. That was an adult, 15 years old. But that is how that is. Argentina. Why not go to the other South American? Brazil. With Carlos Gallo, 29 years old. That is a beautiful haircut also. And his mate Leao. This man, 35 years old, 81 caps for the international team. What a career, mostly in Palmeiras. We have shouts for Klinsmann, Buchwald, Salas and Zamorano. So before moving on with the Brazilian team, let's check out the Chile. Salas, let's start out with him. Marcelo, I do think he's actually too young to be in this database. He is absolutely in the 95 one. But Salas is too young to be in this one. But Ivan Zamorano, he is not. Where are you, Ivan? Playing in Cobresal, back home in Chile. And I actually don't know why his face ain't showing. I remember I found one with him. So I have to fix that. But 18 years old Chilean, Ivan Zamorano, Asprilla, Sola, Brolin. We have a Parma fan right there. I'm with you, man. So why not show you this Parma legend Faustino, because he is in here. He's only 15 years old, playing in Cúcuta Deportivo. This is my favorite player of all time. He looks like nothing at 15 years old, but get him to Europe and develop on him. Who did you shout? Other Sola we did miss when we went to Italy because he's playing in Torres down in the non-league. He's loaned out from Napoli, right? Yeah, 18 years old, with Mars on the chest of Napoli, on the Napoli shirt. This little magician, my god. Go and get this guy. And Thomas Brolin, the Swedish. I know he is in here as well. He's only 15 years old. This chubby Swedish legend, he had some seasons in him. So go and find him as well. Did I miss anyone? You did say Klinsmann and Buchwald. Best Parma lineup, absolutely. Klinsmann and Buchwald, that is from the German team. We'll absolutely go there. Let's take the German team after we finish the Brazilians. In here we have Moza, Brazilian legend, only 24 years old. Back then, playing in Flamengo. I do remember him going to Real Madrid. We have Edinho, Brazilian legend again, 59 caps, 3 goals, playing in Italy in Udinese. His 4th season in there. He was a defender, also going to score some goals from free kick. Class Brazilian right there. We have Oscar playing in Sao Paulo, 31 years old, also such a legend. It was other times back in the day. In 85, Brazil had some crazy great players. Luizinho, Edson Boaro, Junior, we saw him in Torino. Leandro in Flamengo, Pedrinho, Falcao. What a player Falcao was. He's now 31, went back to Sao Paulo, to Brazil after 5 years in Roma. And internationally, what a player. He should have had more caps. Such a class player, Falcao, for you there. Let's move on. We have Toninho Cerezo, one of my favorite players of all time, 30 years old here, playing in Atlético Mineiro for many years, going to Roma, going to Sampdoria later on. Look at his attributes. What a class midfielder, elite midfielder. I would like to manage this guy. And besides him, 2 legends of all legends. Let's start with Zico, 32 years old, playing in his Flamingo shirt, playing in Flamingo, just returned from Udinese in Italy. This is one of the best players of all time in football. 32 years old, 94 caps, 68 goals for his national team. You gotta love Zico, and there's many years in him. He's slowed up a bit. But what about his partner in crime, Socrates, 31 years old, with the brilliant headband. You gotta love it. And this guy, what a legend also. Rest in peace. Played in Fiorentina in one season. 31 years old. Also a great international stat line. Big guy. What is he? 6'3"? But got the fucking technique and everything. We got Dircio playing in Italy also. We got Tita. We have Sardinio Tulapa. Let's check out some of these guys. There you have Chulapa, Robertinho. You have Roberto Dinamite. And Careca. Still playing in Sao Paulo. This is Diego Maradona's partner in his goal-scoring crime in Napoli later on. Careca was a world-class striker, no doubt about that, scoring so many goals. Go and find him in Sao Paulo. And just like the Holland team, check out this youth team. We have the 90s team actually, Setti, we have Taffarel, 19 years old, looking so cute at this photo. Claudio Taffarel, also a Parma player, Craig, in the early 90s. We have Aldair. My God, 19 years old, playing in Flamengo, also becoming a world-class defender down the line. We have, who do we have? Antonio Carlos Sacco, he's very young. Andre Cruz, 16 years old. Ronaldao, 20. We have this guy, Cafu, only 15 years old, playing in Sao Paulo. Oh shit, you would like to get him for your right fullback. We have Ivan Roca, also great player. We have Eli Welton, good player, only 14. Cesar Sampaio, 17. Marcinho, with the great moustache, 19. Great defensive midfielder. How is it going over here? Yeah, Rai, goddammit. Playing in Paris Saint-Germain later on. Socrates' little brother, 20 years old, Rai. Great midfielder also. You have Sinho, 18 years old, playing in Flamengo. Talent factory they got over there. They also have Leonardo, only 15. Ivaim Paulinho, and here we go, Romario, playing in Vasco. Beginning his career right at this point of time. 19 years old. Go develop on this guy, man. Fantastic football player. And we miss Bebeto. So where are you, Bebeto? He's also in Flamengo. What a Flamengo team. And they have Zico and Socrates for the experience, guys. Fantastic. Bebeto for you right there. And let's go to Germany. We had a shout for some players. Was it Buchwald and Klinsmann? We're going to them. Let's check out the players. Uli, Stein, and as I told you before, the Germans take the prize for the best part of the Facepack in my mind. Toni Schumacher, this German villain who almost killed Patrick Battiston in a game. YouTube it if you haven't seen it. It's fucking dangerous stuff. But legendary goalkeeper Dieter Burdinsky also, 34. We have Klaus Augenthaler, 27 years old, playing in Bayern Munich. They had a strong team. We have Uli Borowka, 23. We have Karl-Heinz Förster, 26, and already more than 70 international caps for Karl-Heinz. Johnny Otten, 24 years old. We have Bernd Förster, the brother to Karl-Heinz, not becoming as great as him, but it was a great brother couple. We have Hans-Peter Briegel, we saw him in Verona. We have Manfred Kaltz, 32. The German players also at this point of time were fucking beasts, many of them. So many great players. And we have Norbert Nachwey, 28, and his buddy from Bayern, Ludwig Kögel, one of the young talents. And this guy, Lothar Matthäus, 24 years old, also with the Bundesliga gun, the Bundesliga hair, right there, 24 years old. Look at his attributes, world class for you right there. We have Bernd Schuster, we saw him in Barca. Felix Mcgrath, maybe some of you have seen him as a manager today. We have Norbert Meyer, 26. We have Pierre Littbarski, one of my favorite Germans of all time. This little wizard with the set pieces and stuff, 25 years old. He also had the great haircut. We have Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the absolute legend, and Rudi Völler, 25 years old, already going to scoring some goals at Werder Bremen. I'm telling you, the Germans, they have so many quality players. We have Klaus Allofs, such a goal getter also, scoring lots of goals in the German Bundesliga. We have Klaus Fischer, 35. That is a legend. 45 caps, 32 goals. My God. Holy, almost 300 goals in 500 matches. This guy, Klaus Fischer, is not for any fun. Is there some youth teams? We have the under 21s. We have Bodo Illgner, only 18 years old. Remember him. We have Jürgen Kohler, 19 years old. And where is his picture? I will check up on that. We have Stefan Reuter, also him. The German pictures seem to be missing some places, but not at Thomas Hessler. He had the whole thing going for him, 19 years old. This little dude, 5'4", 5'5" maybe, winger and a central midfielder. Great German legend. He became Karl-Heinz Riedle, 19 years old, at this point of time playing in Eastern Germany. Who could imagine that? We have Dieter Ickstein, and here we have Jurgen Klinsmann, 20 years old, not a wonder kid. Could he become that? He could, because he scored so many goals. Here is the young Klinsmann, and we didn't see Buchwald anywhere, so let's go to Stuttgart and find Guido Buchwald, 24 years old, and that is a class picture, also fantastic, and also a great German footballer for you right there. And I just remembered this guy still playing. Kevin Keegan playing in Blacktown City FC in Australia. After all his years in Newcastle, Liverpool, he went to Germany for a couple of seasons. This legend of Kevin Keegan is now 34 years old. All still got some stats here. I will say you can go and find him in Australia. That was some of the national teams. Let's check out the French, of course. Joel Batz, legendary goalkeeper, 28, from Paris. Jean-Luc Ettori, playing in Monaco. Jean-Paul Bertrand Dermanier, the French names is challenging a little bit, I think. Here we have Patrick Battiston, who almost got killed by Schumacher from the German national team. Class central defender there. We have him playing in Bordeaux. They had a great team, Bordeaux. Jean-Christophe Duvenel also playing in Bordeaux. That is 80s for you, ladies and gentlemen. 80s when it's best, I promise you. We have some legends down here. We have Luis Fernandez, only 25 years old, such a leader, midfielder for the national team, and at this point of time he played in Paris. We have Jean Tigana, this guy, 30 years old, this tiny N'Golo Kante-like player. Look at these stats. This is a defensive midfielder for you. At 30 years old, Jean Tigana. We have Alain Giresse, also little dude, 6'2" maybe, but such a French legend playing at Bordeaux all of his career. Still pretty quality right there. Of course, we have this guy, Michel Platini, from Juventus. Look at his career, my God. And I remember we missed something in Ajax, of course. Let's quickly move back to Ajax and check out their manager. Recently retired from his career. He played last year in Feyenoord. So too bad luck he wasn't playing in here. Look at this career. Johan Cruyff, Ajax, Barcelona, and now 38, manager of Ajax. Where did we come from? Michel Platini. Look at those attributes. Look at this Frenchman. World-class player. Elite attacking midfielder, of course. Fantastic. I missed Manuel Amaro. Class. Right fullback. Right there. We have Loic Amis from Nantes. Who do have Bernard Gengini. Also quality player playing in Monaco. And for the strikers, Yannick Stopura. We have Bernard Lacombe, 32 years old. Let me check this out. Cool, man. Yes. Let's move on from France. Where should we go? Mexico, Austria had... Every Austrian player had long hair, I remember. Not Anton Pfeffer, Streiter, not even Heribert Weber. He takes it. There we go. Heribert Weber from Austria. That's a hairdo for you right there. Joseph De Giorgi. The Austrians had a quite good team. Oh, I missed Bruno Pessi. There we go. Playing in Werder Bremen. Class Austrian. International player Manfred Sack. Remember him. Peter Artner. There we go. 19 years old. Andreas Okris. Yeah. We have Tony Polster. This is a goal machine for you. Scoring about 20 goals every season for the rest of his career. Only 21 here. That is a magnificent player. And now we checked out Ajax a couple of times. Let's check out the PSV team, because they were more experienced, much more experienced, with Hans van Breukelen in goal, 28 years old, international legend for Holland. Hoop Stevens, 31 years old, he's also manager today. Ernie Brandt, there we go, with a little bit of perm and moustache at the same time, 29 years old. We have Eric Gerrits, Belgium legend, class player, this guy, playing in Standard many years, one season in Milan, now in PSV. Great Belgian player, this guy. We have Betty van Erle, only 22, they have some talent in the team. We have Frank Arnesen, now we go to the Danish Dynamite team once again, fantastic footballer. I tell you, playing in Valencia a couple of seasons, also coming out of Ajax, of course. Funnily enough, now playing in PSV. Great international career for Frank Arnesen. Later becoming the sport director in Chelsea and around. He's an important man this day. And here we have Hood Gullit, 22, just like Koeman, Frank Rijkaard. Fantastic. This guy, I would like to manage him. Fantastic footballer. Coming in from Feyenoord, started out in Haarlem. Yeah, what can I say? 22, this is brilliant. And here is one of the English players playing outside of England, Rob McDonald, 26 years old. Played 3 seasons in Groningen, 1 in Willem. He started out in Hull and went to Holland afterwards, having some great seasons. Rob McDonald. Don't remember this guy. Halvar Thoresen, Norwegian, yeah. Jan Heinze, Danish player. We have not quite as much talent as the Ajax team, I can tell you. Romania, what a team they had. Back in the day, let's start off with a talent like George Hagi, 20 years old, already influential on the national team, this Romanian. Develop him to a wonder kid, that should be possible. We have some Romanian players here, there's lots of them, real quality. Silvio Lung, almost 6'5", 6'6" almost. Great Romanian goalkeeper. Ionut Lupescu, he was quality. He was real quality. Who do we have? Adrian Bumbescu, 25. The Stoia team was fucking amazing with Marius Lakatus, only 21, Romanian legend we have right here. So go and search this DB, you'll find so many funny things. We can't miss him. These guys, of course, we have to see. Carlos Valderrama, only 23 years old. I never played a manager game where he wasn't more older than 30. Always much more old than 30 years old. Now he's 23, this Colombian legend. He had some skills. And who do we have here in the Colombian team? Leonel Alvarez, also one of the good Colombian players, trying to flex his hair just like Valderrama. Andres Escobar, also very sad story, only 18 years old, back in 85. We have René Higuita, 18 years old. This guy, give him the ball and run with the ball. Go YouTube him, he did it all the time, scoring some goals also in his career. René Higuita, what a player. And that reminds me of another player, Roger Milla, playing in France. Actually, I do think it's in the Ligue 2. It is Ligue 2. Scoring so many goals. This Cameroonian legend, Roger Milla, who did the bad stuff with René Higuita back in 90. Go and tackling him when René Higuita was dribbling up the field. And what can I say? There is so many players, fun pictures to go and check out in this DB. Please feel free to go and download it. I will post. Oh, I missed Tottenham. My God, I remember now. Someone mentioned Tottenham, so let's check it out. Of course, two of the most experienced goalkeepers in the game. Pat Jennings, the Northern Ireland legend with more than 100 games for his international Northern Ireland team, playing Arsenal and Tottenham. All his career, almost 800 games for Pat Jennings, and still got some fucking quality. A bit slow, but 40 years old. And beside him, you have Ray Clemens, the England legendary goalkeeper with 61 international caps, playing in Tottenham and Liverpool. Such experience in the Tottenham goal, you can't imagine. We have Gary Mabbutt, who was quite young at this time, 23 years old, playing in Tottenham forever. We have Chris Hughton, 26 years old, quality fullback from Ireland. John Paulston, one of the youngsters. Graham Roberts, 26 years old. We have Gary Stevens, 23. We have Mark Bowen, one of the young. And David Howells. Check out this haircut right out of the mid-80s. You will see David Howells with this haircut. Brilliant. We have Ossie Ardiles, as we saw at the Argentinian national team. We have Paul Allen, 22 years old. The Tottenham team ain't that bad. Tony Galvin, Irish international. We have John Chiedosi, the Nigerian winger, attacker, playing in Tottenham for some years. Played in Notts County, played in Leyton Orient. Who do we have? Glenn Hoddle and Chris Waddle. Glenn Hoddle, 27 years old, in his prime, Tottenham legend. 53 caps, 8 goals from the England national team, and described as a world-class midfielder. I can understand with these attributes. One of the best English players, and beside him, Chris Waddle. I loved Chris Waddle. 24 years old, played in Newcastle, got promoted with them after a brilliant season, and played a fantastic season in Newcastle before moving on to Tottenham. Chris Waddle, go get this guy. I would love to play him. And that was the Tottenham team for you right there. The England national team, we could check that out. We know the goalkeepers. There was Des Walker, only 19 years old, called up for the main team We have Russell Osman from Leicester, 26. We have Terry Butcher, 26, playing in Ipswich. This is a beast of a commanding centre-back, I tell you. We have Viv Anderson, 28 years old, playing in Arsenal, coming in from Forest. This was a decent English defender, absolutely. And Terry Fenwick, 25, playing in QPR. We have Kenny Sansom, playing in Arsenal also, 26, one of the best left backs in England, no doubt about it. We have Kennedy, we saw him in Liverpool, the 3 Liverpool guys. We have Trevor Steven, 21 years old, playing in Everton. Great talent also. We have Bryan Robson, we saw him. Steve Hodge in Aston Villa, only 22, look at his attributes. That is dangerous. And this guy, Gary Lineker, of course, in Everton, the championship team. 3 crazy seasons, 4 brilliant seasons in Leicester, moving on to Everton. He only played in Everton for this one season before moving on to Barcelona and stuff. Yeah, we have here one of the best attackers in the game. He was hot at this point of time, scoring so many goals. We have Paul Mariner, 32 years old, experience from Arsenal, with Tony Woodcock, 29 years old, also from Arsenal. And we saw Luther Blissett from Watford earlier. How about the youth English team? There we have Tony Adams playing in Arsenal, only 18 years old. We have Perry Suckling. We have Paul Elliott, great player, 21 years old, in Aston Villa. They had a team. We have Tony Dorico, 19 years old. He looks handsome as well. Who do we have down here? Rocastle and Dussel, great talents. Paul Simpson from City. There we have Rideout, Wilkinson, playing in Everton, the championship team. 20 years old, and with this look, that is fucking amazing. And let's check out a Scottish legend I missed in Sampdoria, Graham Souness, playing down in Italy for his second season, coming in from many seasons in Liverpool. And if any of you watched the video I made, the 2-minute video where I revealed this DB from 1985, Graham Souness, he starts that video with a crazy tackle who only get him a yellow card. He fucking snatched the leg of the defender. But no matter what, world-class midfielder playing in Sampdoria, and he wasn't alone. He had Trevor Francis with him, 31-year-old, 2 experienced English players for the Sampdoria team to back up a young Roberto Mancini, only 20 years old, wonder kid. Look at this guy, and his partner Gianluca Vialli, 20 years old. This partnership just starting in Sampdoria. That is one team to go and do and get some championships with. They also have Pietro Vercowood, Italian defensive legend. Such a man marker you won't understand. Great player, not as big. One of the smaller guys. And it just goes on. I don't see any more shouts from you guys, so I think I will wrap up this stream slowly now. Did we miss anything? Right here we could do this and just check out some of the best players. If I just take my shot list and load this one. Where are we? All the way up there. Some of the best players, we have seen them. There's also the best goalkeeper in the world, Jean-Marie Pfaff from Belgium. Belgium had so many class goalkeepers, I tell you. Michel Platini also, but Pfaff, he is in goal in Bayern Munich. We didn't see Hugo Sanchez, the Mexican legend. Look at his attributes. He could do it all. Such a technician and flair and stuff, scoring so many goals. And he would just continue doing that in Real Madrid and other places for many years. Mexican legend. We have, of course, to check out Real Madrid before we goes off. They have Manuel Sanchez, 20 years old, wonder kid. Of course, Real Madrid had a great team at this point of time. Rafael Gordillo, 28 years old, lots of matches for the international team. You have Michel. Imagine him, 22 years old, such a great crosser, such a great player. This guy, Michel. Who do they else have? They have Rafael Martin Vasquez, 19 years old. I liked him. He came to Torino when he was older. We have, of course, Emilio Butragueño, looking like a kid on this picture. Just started his career, 21 years old. Real Madrid legend. This little dude, goal-scoring legend. Him and Hugo Sanchez and Jorge Valdano we saw at the Argentinian national team. And Santillana, Spanish legend, scoring so many goals also in Real Madrid. Fantastic attack Real Madrid can come up with right there. Who do we have? We have Søren Lerby, one of the Danish Dynamite guys playing in Bayern Munich. Here we have him. Such a legend in Denmark and such a class player back in the day. Also coming out of many seasons in Ajax, playing in Bayern Munich for some years. There was one crazy story about Søren Lerby. He played two professional football matches in one day. He played a game for Bayern Munich, and right after the game he was picked up in a chopper. They flew away to Denmark, where he played with the national team. 2 matches in one day, and this guy, he played without any pads for his shin. No problem at that time. Many funny stories with these footballers. Let's check out maybe the best left back in the game at this point of time. Antonio Cabrini, playing in Juventus. He scored some goals also from the back position. This Juventus legend. This is world class at the best. Diego, of course, he's up there. Zbigniew Boniek, Polish legend, playing in Roma, just came in from Juventus. Yeah, this is a class player also. 29 years old, so important for his Polish national team. Of course, this maybe is the best player in the world as in 1985, Rinat Dasayev. The Russian international goalkeeper. It doesn't get any better than this. Playing in Spartak Moscow. Could you get him away from Russia? Maybe he'll be a bit expensive, but you have 7 years of the best goalie right there. Bruno Conti, also in Roma, Italian legend, right winger. Fantastic football, this guy. I do think he played in Roma almost all the way in his career. Roma had a great team. Cerezo also. We saw these players. Last chance, guys, if you want to see any specific players. Agostino Di Bartolomei in AC Milan. Also a great player, 30 years old. He wasn't part of the international setup, but such a legend in Roma. Played many seasons over there. There is so many fun players to go and find in here. We have Oleksandr Savarov, the Ukrainian. At that point of time, of course, it was Russia, Soviet. They had a magnificent team. He was the best player in 84 something. The Ballon d'Or in 84, I do believe. And the list is so long. Please go and get the DB and the Facepack as well. Now I will wrap this stream up. And as I promised you guys before streaming, now it's time to create the link for the Facepack. I will share it on Twitter. Go and find it there, or contact me if you want me to mail it to you. I will do that, no problem at all. Thank you to all you guys who came into my stream today, having a blast with this 1985-86 Facepack. Shout out to all of you guys. See you back another time.